Gang, okay, here we are. This is a day 2, first match. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I did like one video. It was totally intense the whole time. I did snap a few pictures, but out of the most complex, interesting game I played, I got the very littlest amount of data. So unfortunately for that, sorry. Basically, I'm playing against Dexter. Dexter's running a Maori list. I go over that a little bit in the other video. It's the one where we set up 2 D3 plus 1 tokens. We ended up setting up 4. Then we roll for table sides and such. We placed them pretty evenly. In hindsight, there were several things in this battle that I did wrong. One, I think I took the wrong side. I should have been over here, not kind of behind those hills, or I should have just overloaded one side over here in the open on the road and made his infantry come out. Dexter has a rock hard list. I was kind of hoping in the beginning to get even a draw or a minor loss and be able to theme past him. I know there's other people in the event, but me and him were the only two, I believe, undefeated. But yeah, I probably chose the wrong side of the board. A couple other things, like turn 4, I end up committing my outflankers too soon in the top of the turn and let them kind of get smashed. I could have done that with 1 because I wanted to draw his reserves out because I was going to go for this token. So yeah, it was basically had 3 squads of Maori, which if you're not familiar with them, they're basically they're not tough fighters, and they're regulars, but they have up and at 'em, tough as boots, and the one where you can't reactionary fire at them. So their whole goal is to get within 12 inches and then be able to just auto pass charges on stuff. I didn't probably commit my stuff properly.
Hey everybody, day 2 of Adepticon US Nationals. We're against Dexter. Dexter, we played him in a team match. He's got a, I hate to get it wrong, Indian? Is it Indian? Sikhs list, based off the British rules, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And
11th Punjab Regiment.
Yeah, 11 Punjab regiment. We're playing we got to capture these objectives. You get half point per squad. We both have gotten all major victories, so this is going to be a really tense one. He's allied, I'm Axis. So we obviously both don't want to make horrible mistakes, but we also kind of want to win, and it's going to be pretty intense, I think. Dexter's still doing his deployment, so I won't disturb him too much, but I've got a medium howitzer here. I got a medium mortar. I got my light howitzer. I can't move it anymore, but I got a nice piece of cover. I don't have any spotter for that. Light mortar and spot. I got most of the stuff in reserve. And so yeah, there we go.
So here's just some pictures of his Maori infantry. So when you saw my deployment there, my goal was I was going to save my Panzer 38s and be able to either come down the road or to come in and just kind of smash this guy's point blank with machine gun fire. That's why I said I probably should have took the other side of the board, and because Dexter obviously saw that road there and he put 2 anti-tank guns on the road, so that kind of limited me quite a bit. I wasn't able to knock them out with any of my indirect stuff. And these guys are just running full speed ahead. He's got that A9 tank there to kind of give him some support, which is actually really nice for them because he's got 3 medium machine guns on there. I believe it's the CS version, which is unfortunate because I kind of realized that mid-game towards the end of the game, and I should have challenged that pretty hard with a Panzer 38 that I was in a kind of a cat-and-mouse stalemate with. And there's one of the tokens back there. And these guys, yeah, he's just got a lot. He's got 1 in reserve. So with that many infantry, I need to be able to have some clear lines of fire. And if they're going to run at me, I need to be able to hit them with my light machine guns with my 6-man squads. Because when you get into close combat, it won't fare that well. I mean, if we go Simo, they're only regulars and they're not tough fighters. But yeah, you don't want to. And they get an extra attack per 3 guys. So this is kind of maybe somewhere in the middle of turn 2-ish or so. Yeah, he's got the Got these guys just hauling butt. He's got that squad. He's got one guy up on top of the hill and the rest behind it to give him the hard cover, but still give him that ability to charge if something's in his charge range. This squad here is coming down the side of this bush. There's a dense terrain there kind of covering them from my tanks. I got one tank I leapt back, and then I ended up bringing in there. You can see my howitzers just kind of in ambush. My tank, I come up, and then I don't really challenge his tank all that much. I was really concerned about the infantry. There's a smoke that's been dropped kind of in the middle there. He's got two squads getting. So at this point in the game, I'm thinking, golly, I can just stall and then contest, because as long as he doesn't control the tokens, I could do that. But yeah, not much for me to do. And then I go pushing up on the right hand side and just kind of start struggling, fighting. I launched my veterans down the road in the truck. Unfortunately, he pulled the next dice and popped the truck before, and they came out and went down, and I lost my lieutenant in the process. So that was kind of rough. But on the left, what I end up doing is just having both these Panzer 38s contest that token. So it does stay contested. He doesn't knock out my tanks. He does assault the one several times. But so here's the right hand side. And this is actually, so I went for a gamble. I did an advance with the truck on the road. It was able to go 24. And I was going to come out on the next turn with my squad, probably on a run order. That tank was still alive at the time. My armored car hit his Bren carrier, but I rolled a 1 to kill it with +6, and then it eventually comes up here and pops this Crusader tank, or Crusader. Now you see that anti-tank gun on that token there. That actually turns out to be very, very critical, because right here, this is like towards the end of the game. The Bren carrier had 1 pin on it and failed 2 times. My infantry squad was getting pounded with lots of pins, but they were going down and kind of staying alive. But they're kind of, by the end of the turn 6, I wasn't even going to be able to do anything with them. Other than maybe try to assault the Bren carrier, since it was already on activation, and pick up a half point. Everything it kills worth a half point. But, so, at the end of the turn here, I got 2 things going on. I got this 6-man squad that works its way up around the Crusader, but he goes into ambush. I hit that tank gun, anti-tank gun, with a mortar, but I only kill 1 guy. So he's got 2 guys left alive. In turn 6, I advance with my squad. He does not shoot the ambush, or wait, whatever. We got a little mixed up. But so my squad didn't do nothing. He had 2 guys left. I assaulted it with a sniper. So it's 2 on 2, going Simo, and he beat me on the rolls. If I could have killed that, I would have owned it. That would have been 3 points. And then we were contested, and he owned the one on the left. But my armored car turns and runs. It can do 1 turn, and it goes in between that tree stand and that house and goes in a straight shot to it. It would have been contested. I was 1.5 inches away. It was a pretty neat. Dexter even said he didn't see that coming at all. But man, oh man, I was 1.5 inches away. I was pretty meticulous when I measured. I didn't want to be like, hey, there, I'll move there, because it was crucial. And then my sniper didn't take that one. If my sniper would have killed that anti-tank gun and taken that token, I believe I would have got a minor loss. Because I didn't have very many points, and to double them, doubling 2 is not that hard. Doubling 5 gets quite a bit harder. You have to double the opponent to get the. So I would have had contested, and I would have owned that one. He would have owned one. Then it would have just been battle points. If I could have contested the other one with the armored car, then it would have been a different game. I might have gotten a draw. I think I still would have got a minor loss, but I ended up getting a major loss. It's not the end of the world. I still have 60 battle points. It really kind of sucked in that I felt like I made more mistakes than Dexter didn't make any mistakes. And when you're running a list that he's familiar with, and these guys are tough, he played them real well. He's very familiar with the terrain and the movement and keeping guys. Like we had this little we had this little deal going on down the bottom where I had a 6-man squad, and he had I think this squad that you see here with the pin on it, there was like 8 remaining, or 6 remaining. He had 3 on one side of the wall and 3 on the other. That's just smart play, because no matter which way you get shot at, you're in hard cover, because 50% of the models are in hard cover. And I wasn't able to kill that squad. I did contest that token, but yeah, it was contested it by just going through an ambush and not dying. So yeah, it was a tough game. I would like to play it again. I would like to play him on a different board as well, but no such luck. All right, guys, one more battle to go.